I like the simplicity of using a laser cutter, and I wanted something like that for at home. So for my 3-4 project, I decided to do a CNC router. The features of it were like getting cheap components and making it easy for me to use in a small space. So I got things like a Dremel and mounted that into it, and cheaper components like belts and pulleys rather than the more expensive stainless steel worm screws. I bought the electronics kit, and then I needed something to put it together with, and so I decided to build it myself. So instead of doing the typical sort of moving bed like most machines use, I decided to make a moving gantry. So I put the Y and the Z axis into one piece, and then I used some A-frames that I made using 40mm tube that I welded together and put this rods through it. Biggest challenge was making sure everything was perfectly measured. So getting these mounts in the gantry and on the A-frames was probably the most difficult part, because if they're not perfect, the images that I cut out won't be perfect, so everything will be out of whack. So I had to make sure they were completely level, and that took a long time. Getting everything exact and the computer program, that wasn't working for me either, so they were the biggest problems I had. I was having problems getting it to work and measure the distances properly. It wasn't recording or keeping it in its memory. So I did some research for a few weeks on the forums and stuff of the software, and other people had the same problem before, so I worked through it and used the suggestions that they'd made to figure it out, and eventually I got it working, which was good.